Our members know how much the gym makes.
What do you mean they know how much the gym makes?
I tell how much the gym makes.
Why?
Why not?
Affiliates, brilliant, aren't they? Changing lives, building communities, throwing barbells around. What's not to love? And some of them are really good. Some of them are brilliant! Packed classes, loyal memberships paid on time, good programming, madness. I'm gonna go to 10 of the best, find out how they do it. Think 2 brain, but with half a brain. CrossFit affiliates, brilliant.
I was working on staff full time and I've been there since 2018. But the gym was never a plan for me. My plan was to go full time on seminar staff and just to work in a CrossFit gym. And then sort of naturally, I started training just one of my personal training clients in a small unit that he had. And that became 2 people and 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. And then we had like little WhatsApp groups of people set up to come at different times. And they started paying a small membership. It was like £30 a month, just to try and get more barbells and more rowers and sort of keep up with everything. And then sort of naturally then that came into sort of like an official membership and then more classes. And then the first 2 years was me doing everything, all classes, everything. Since we moved here, and when I was spending more time actually trying to fit the place out, that's when we started taking on more coaches from members. We brought them through to deal with that, me being busier elsewhere basically. So once when I went away on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, potentially Monday as well, Janine was the first person I sort of started to train up and give her a little bit of a leash, if you like, with the classes. And then Ben, he was the second. So these 2 guys here are what's pushed the gym on since I've taken a step back from coaching and doing.
And they were both members. And what did you see in them that you thought, oh, they'd be good?
Personality was a big one.
Did they come to you or did you pick them out?
Little bit of both. Janine wanted to start coaching CrossFit, and I thought she'd be perfect for it anyway, so that was natural. Ben was the same. Ben was working, I think, for like a health and safety company. Didn't enjoy it. Wanted to start coaching CrossFit, so we started training him up, giving him 1 class, 2 classes, started picking up some clients. Then he got to the point where it's like, right, I'm ready to just sort of go all in and do the CrossFit thing full time. I spoke to him like 4 or 5 months ago. He's probably been full time here now, maybe 18 months, I would say. About 4 or 5 months ago, he said that he makes the same money now as he did when he was in health and safety. So it's probably more now. He's busier than ever. And that's the biggest stress for me, is making sure that the coaches earn enough to be full time.
Was it hard to hand over?
It was at the start. Yeah. Like when I was away on seminars, I'd be checking my phone every time I had a break. I'd be ringing Janine as soon as the seminar finished, figure out how the class go. You do sort of naturally let that go a little bit more, because there's no point having coaches if you have to coach them in the background 24/7. And the only reason that I coach less now is because my time is taken up by other stuff. Like coaching the coaches, for example. I do all the programming, dealing with like the business side of things, which my business partner does 99% of. And I wouldn't be able to do what I do in this gym without her. But yeah, my time is taken up like everywhere else. Like we got a charity golf day next Friday, and that's taken up a lot of my time this week. So if I didn't have coaches that run themselves, it wouldn't be possible. We'd be stuck at 150 members, because we wouldn't be able to grow anymore.
How many members do you have?
300. You're going to jump, you're going to stick the landing here, right?
Do you feel like you're in a unique position to be working under someone like that?
Oh, for sure. You've got a very sort of switched on, knowledgeable person down the road from me. work in the same place. If I've got any questions, whether they're, in my view, like really hard questions, easy questions, he's right on the other end of the phone, or if not, in the gym. So it's really good to have that person sort of, I guess, above you to kind of give you direction if you need it, but also to give you sort of, I guess, like encouragement, motivation, like, yeah, you are doing the right thing, just to kind of hammer this.
Does it come with pressure as well?
At first, Johnny used to sit in on my classes and I'd think, fuck, I like, you know, really pull out the bag. But I switched my sort of mindset to, he's not here to like judge me as such and sort of point out what I'm doing wrong and that. He's there to help me and coach me and make me better. And as soon as I switched that, it was plain sailing from there.
You have quite a lot of rogue stuff.
Yeah.
Have you got, do they do like
a lot of road stuff.
do they do frequent flyer miles or like
I wish they did.
points?
Nope, nothing. They give me a plaque, to be fair, and that is probably the best thing that I've ever been given. Yeah, that's probably my favourite present that I've ever had, probably. Just that little plaque on it.
Alright, today's better complex, right? I played around with like lifting, little workouts. We used to do just lifting, then go workout, then a little bit of both. I think I'm going to go back to just lifting on Thursdays.
You're a program for the rest, scale for the rest type of gym, and you have really good equipment.
Yeah.
Are they two of the biggest components, do you think?
I think if you're brand new to CrossFit, for example, I don't think the programming would make that much of a difference because they don't know what a clean is, what the workouts are going to feel like. I think people are able to look on social media or walk into a gym and understand within 10 seconds whether it's looked after or not. So I think that's one of the big things. I would say that the environment that the gym portrays and the types of people we have here is one of the best marketing tools. I think retention-wise, programming, coaching is one of the biggest things, long-term. But for somebody walking in for the first time, the gym probably needs to look like somewhere that somebody wants to train. The opening hours probably got to be someone that suits them, and be, you know, seeing a friendly face, if you like, within the first couple of seconds of walking in would be pretty high on the priority list for someone that's brand new. Someone that's coming in from a different CrossFit gym, potentially, or a different training program, maybe then the programming will be a little bit more important because they know a little bit more. But it depends on the individual coming in. You know? But I think any CrossFit gym has got to have good programming, a good facility and good coaching dialed in. I think if you rely on one of those, or even two of those, you're going to fall short somewhere. I think those are the three most important things.
2 minutes, no more, no less.
You mentioned the culture or the community or whatever. Does that police itself? Do you have to do it? Do people just follow your lead on that?
The bigger you get and the more people you have that weren't there from the start, I do have to remind people every now and again. Like, they're going to get a reminder in the next couple of days about like just keeping the gym a little bit more,
The members?
orderly. Yeah. Like, it's not on them to clean up, to keep the gym clean. Like, we have cleaners that come in and do that. But at the same time, like, bits of paper rolled up on the floor there. I know did that earlier as well, by the way. Those plates in the wrong place, you know, like thumb tape gets rolled up and just left on the speaker, or there'll be like old cans of Norco left out, just little things like that. Putting bands away, pull-up bars. We got adjustable pull-up bars, just little things like that that like don't get put away all the time. I am on them for that. Otherwise, if you're not, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and then it's an absolute disaster. So I do keep an eye on it, and I'll let it go. But like, people don't want me nagging on them all the time, but there's also like standards that they have to keep if they want to train here. Getting people to want to do a rope climb and want to do a muscle up and all that stuff. Like, it's almost not optional. Like, we don't, if the workout, for example, has got muscle ups in, we will scale people so everyone does a muscle up. We don't scale it back to a pull up and a dip. We'll scale pull ups and dips when we do pull ups and dips. Like, if it's chest to bar, we will push 90% of people to do chest to bars, not regular pull ups. So that type of thing will fall into it naturally. Rope climbs, we have an academy program that's for like newer starters, but like, for a rope climb, if you're not strong enough to hang from a rope, you'll do a get up. Once you're strong enough to hang from a rope for like 10 seconds, you're gonna at least learn how to wrap your feet and stand up that way. And then their rope climb might be, they just clamp it in and stand up once and that's it. And then the coaches are on them then in the classes to just push them a little bit more. do like an extra pull on the next rope. In the last round, try and climb up as high as you possibly can. So it's almost like a non-negotiable. Like you wouldn't sign up for a triathlon and be like, oh, actually, I don't want to swim. You know what I mean? It's the same thing here. If you're going to come here and not do CrossFit, you're probably not going to last that long anyway. There is, I mean, if you fall from the top, you are, potentially going to get injured compared to falling off a pull-up bar. But the skill set of learning that outweighs any risk of injury for me. And if people are going to a height where they're not strong enough or fit enough or capable enough to climb to that height and come back down safely, rep after rep, they've just gone too high. So we're always trying to manage or mitigate risk. Anything is dangerous. Like somebody could go on a C2 bike and their foot could slip off and the pedal spins around, whacks them on the shin. So like nothing's 100% safe. You can definitely try and mitigate them with making sure people are strong enough and fit enough and have good technique enough to be able to do those things. But I've never had anyone go, oh no way, that's way too dangerous. It's like if you don't feel comfortable, don't go to the top, go as high as you feel comfortable. I work on retention in terms of, not because I want people to give me the money, because I want people to progress. Like my job, the coach's job, is to make people better at CrossFit, which means make them fitter, make life and sport like a little bit easier, to build a circle of friends in here they wouldn't have outside, and all the stuff that goes along with being an affiliate. So if I see people taking a week off or they're not as consistent as they have been, I'll give them a message. Not because I'm on their back. Sometimes I am on their backs, but like because I know that in 3 months' time they're going to be like, oh, I don't feel like I'm making much progress, or I used to be able to do a pull-up and now I can't. Well, it's like you're in the gym. You're in the gym twice a week. Like, what do you expect? So I'm on them a lot more with retention than I am on sales. I have cancelled memberships in the past. Like if I don't think that I'm getting people in the gym, they don't like the workouts, or the times don't work for them, or I can't motivate them to want to train or be consistent, I literally can't help them. I'm not going to like take their money for 6 months and for no reason. There's one guy on my list now that's like hanging on by a thread that I've tried and tried and tried and tried, and it's just like I just don't seem to be getting through to him. But maybe if he goes to a different gym, the environment, the coaching, the workouts, just be like, right, that might be better for him. We try and show off the members here by putting up their muscle ups or their clean PBs or them in a workout or whatever, and just try and document what we're doing every day. Very rarely do we try and create something unless we're creating something about a competition coming up for the members, or we're creating something that is coming up in the future. We generally just document what we're doing and just trying to show people what happens here. People can look at it and be like, I want to be involved in that, or I don't. I know a lot of other gym owners would look at cost per square meter of members in a class versus how much we look at it as how much the coaches need to earn, how much like are they developing? If they're developing, they'll get more money. We took away all they don't pay us to personal train. They don't pay our membership. So like any money they make from personal training or anything like that, they keep 100% of. Janine runs the kids program. She gets 100% of the profits from that. The way we run our pricing thing is like, how much does the gym make? How much do we have to pay coaches so they can basically earn a good living, not have to worry about money as best we can? And then how much have we got left over to reinvest? Where we want to go into next door. So for that to happen, we have to be able to have X amount of money in the bank. But the coaches need to earn this much, and we need to keep reinvesting on wall balls and in a bigger rig and da-da-da, so we're going up for membership for that reason. But our members know how much the gym makes, and they can see every month how much we spend on the gym. So I only increased it by like £3 or £4, I think it was the last one, but no one said anything.
What do you mean they know how much the gym makes?
I tell how much the gym makes.
Why?
Why not? I worked in a gym before where everything was like a big hush-hush secret. I just felt like I was being lied to all the time. You know what I mean? So I don't want people to think that I'm just like hoovering up all the money from the gym. So it's like, look, the gym makes X amount of money. We pay our coaches this much, rent is this much, we have this much left over. So if we want to continue to add more stuff, we need to charge this much, which gives us this much more money, which means we could add X amount per month. You know? Just the way I've always done it and it probably will be the way I'll do it. I don't know why, it's just something I've done.
68!